What I want to recommend is that please make sure that you watch my videos until the end, because usually that's where the spice is. That's where, you know, the advice, the flavor, the vroom is that. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's snash.diko, aka your soul sister, your beautiful sis. Today I'm back with another video, and if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, and if you are a returning subby, thank you so much and welcome back, darling. So today, before I actually cover the topic that I want to talk about, I just want to show you what I'm drinking. It is Dutoitskloof Sauvignon Blanc 2021. The reason why I'm showing you what I'm drinking, one of my friends had suggested that I actually show you guys what I'm having when I am shooting those videos. I don't know if I'll be drinking these wines, nice darling. So yeah, so let's get right into it. Today what I want to talk about is Difuna for us to address the manyoro that we call family members. Yes, guys, these days I see the fake friends, the fake family members, and I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it because I feel like abantu that you love, people that call you family, people that are your blood, shouldn't betray you like how our family members are doing right now. And I feel like it's becoming a trend. I feel like it's just becoming toxic out there, and I don't know if maybe it's always been like that. It's just that it has not been talked about, but like I see it a lot now where abantu are just dealing with toxic family members that are entitled, that feel like they can just say anything on your name. Jonah, family members that will push rumors that don't exist about you. Guys, sihlala siyama nenyoka each and everywhere. Cinga sidibana nenyoka phandle on the streets. Actually, inyoka siqala sidibane nazo zindlini. Ugh, it's tiring, guys. I just want to, you know, talk about how I just don't fuck with family members anymore. Like, there's just certain people in my family that I don't fuck with anymore, and I feel like, like I am good, yeah. And I think it's something that we need to talk about, because bakhona abantu that are going through these things. Not everyone is from a family where they are dealing with toxic family, you know, members, because abanye abantu come from beautiful families, guys, like families that support each other and families that are there for each other through thick and thin. If family is you're like, if you touch one person, you are touching the rest of the family, you know. There's just people that come from families in Jalo where you look at them and you feel like it's just beautiful, you know, the relationship that they have. And also I think another thing we need to touch on is that people that come from these families tend to attract beautiful friendships. Have you noticed that, you know, people that come from these families are in beautiful friendships, in beautiful jobs, in beautiful marriages? It's just something about coming from a solid family, like a family that supports you, that sets you up for the rest of your life. And I think that's why it's important we need to talk about as toxic family situations, so that we can heal and move on and be able to attract, you know, beautiful experiences in our lives. Because at the end of the day, the traumas that we walk around with are the traumas that attract the things that we don't want to see. Uzbone, you're attracting nasty things out there in the world, and you wonder why. It's because of as trauma but you haven't addressed in your life. And guys, let's talk about how we can heal from these experiences. Let's talk about how toxic family members can be, and let's talk about how we can cut them off for life. Just because you are blood, just because we are related, doesn't mean you have to be in my life. You don't have to be. So first things first, your happiness comes first. Happiness comes first, because you are not going to be able to conquer the world. You are not going to be able to be successful. You are not going to be able to manifest if you're unhappy. So if it means that you have to cut out a toxic family member for your own happiness, do it, Ndasekai. Do it. And you know what people need to understand is that just because umdala, it doesn't mean that they have the right to abuse you emotionally, physically, and mentally, and get away with it because umdala and the family. It doesn't mean that. So in order for you to be in a good mental state and also just be the happiest person you can be, and you feel like family that's disturbing your joy, cut them out. Even noThixo will understand. You understand that? Even as nyanya zakho will understand that it's something that you have to do for your own happiness, because this is what I want to remind you every day. You're only living one life, and you only get one chance to do this life right. You understand that there are no do-overs. So if you think you have the time into obana unyamezele toxic family members just because they're family to abuse you, think again, because honestly you don't need that energy in your life. And don't ever think that we need a family member wrong. You don't. There's no such a thing that you need someone. There'll always be people to help you. If you need dinner, there will always be people to help you. There's friends, there's other family members that genuinely care about you, that you don't have to ba unyamezele. And secondly, another thing that I want to mention is that if family member ayingomtshato mntasekhaya, awutshatanga ne-family member, so akho nto unyamezelayo, akho need unyametele, akho mvuso ekunyamezeleni being abused by family members that you find toxic, by people that don't want to see you successful. Because nansi enye into is that sinyamezela toxic family members that don't even want to see us do good, that don't want the best for us, and we keep these people in our lives because they are blood, they are family. Miss me with that. Nah. snash.diko. Miss me with that. Soze. I don't care if uligazi, I've known you from day one. If I sense some snake energy in you, cut you off. I don't have time for that. I honestly don't have time. Like, even kwa ichomi guys, I'm quick to cut you off. So if I can cut ichomi off, I will cut you the same way I cut ichomi off. You are no different than someone that comes in my life to disturb my peace. And my peace comes first. It's my peace, then everything else. Not family member, then my peace. I will never, guys, I'll never do that. And I also want you ladies and whoever is going through something with a family member to understand that you do not have to ba unyamezeli nonsense. And there's a difference between arguing and having differences with a family member, and then there's a toxic family member. Then it's two different things. Umntu nje uhleli uyakuhlupha ebomini. Stay away from that. And another thing that I want to mention is that I'm so proud of my generation, you know, like Mamela, this generation, Tina, we don't give a fuck. You ever? Asikhathali mntasekhaya. Siza kukhatha off. You ever? We're gonna cut you all the way off. Tina, we're not the older generation that used to nyamezela used to nyamezela that, oh, it's my family member. Oh, I'm mntana sekhaya. Oh, awunje. We hold people accountable for the nonsense that they do, because we have learned to hold ourselves accountable when we make mistakes. Therefore, if ucingbana ungumntu that's gonna come in my life and you are not going to be held accountable, think again. It's not gonna happen. And you're not gonna get away with nonsense. That's what I like about this generation, is that abantu siyaba expose because we have realized that yonke into iqala with peace, Yonke into iqala ku happiness, yonke into iqala ku joy. There's nothing that starts from sadness. There's nothing that starts from being miserable. Everything starts with being happy with yourself. So if uzoti step along mntasekhaya, like uzoniphosanisa nento ezininzi apha ebomini, of which I cannot afford to lose out, because life is beautiful, life is precious. For me to nyamezela ngenxa yoba wena you are a family member, you are guys asoze. So this is what I want us to talk about, that it's okay to cut a family member out of your life. It's okay to move far away from people that are toxic from you, so that they don't have access to your energy, because aba bantu aba usually abana life, and aba bantu aba bahlutshwa by the things that you are able to do that they couldn't do, that they wished to do. Now when they see you doing great, when they see you moving forward, instead of them being happy for you, they become very uncomfortable, because you are making them think about things that they wanted to do. You are a trigger to them. Yeah, understand? Ukubulula wounds ezindala, and then now they start going off. They start distracting you from the things that you are meant to do. And that's why I want to remind you that ungumtu, you have a path to walk, you have a destiny to fulfill, that you can't waste your time with time wasters, energy suckers, like abantu about toxic. And I don't care if we're family, if we're toxic, and you don't have to you can be toxic all by yourself there in the corner. Stay far away from me with your whack ass energy, jealous ass energy. Cheer. You know, I always say this, is that abantu, when they self-hate, when they self-loathing, they take that frustration out on other people. Well, it actually reflects on how they treat other people. You understand? It reflects on how they treat other people. If udibana nomuntu osolo kuhleli nje uthetha negative ngabanye abantu, uyahleba, uboyazi nje nabayikhona ingxaki nesiqu sakhe. Ngoba most abantu banengxaki neziqu zabo. They're going through a lot because they haven't addressed, you know, the issues that they're dealing with. Now they don't know how to deal with those issues, and they take out as a frustration to the world on other people. They always project, because when they treat you, always understand that it's not personal. It's not personal. How people treat you is not personal. How people treat you is a reflection of how they feel about themselves. Always lock that in mind. That's why I do not get hurt by people anymore. I do not get hurt by people anymore. What I do is I cut people off that are going to disturb me from my peace, because I've come to learn the science behind how other people treat you. Is that it's how they feel about themselves. It has nothing to do with you. So don't ever take a human being personal, because yonke into umuntu ayenzayo uyenza ngendlela angayo. So if you find that people treat you badly, don't take it personal. It's not about you. Just understand that that person has issues that they're dealing with that have nothing to do with you. Hence why you have to create space. Hence why you have to remove yourself from the situation, because they are going through something that has nothing to do with you. So go in your corner, find your peace, find your healing, so that you don't get to interact with abantu abanjalo, you know. And that's all I have for the video today. And ukhumbule that God has your back. God has your back. And God, when you trust God, when you know that God has your back, God will always send people that will have your back, people that will help you advance, people that will heal you, people that will mold you into the person that you're supposed to become. So don't ever think that ukho abantu that you need. No, each and every step of the way, God always sends people that you need for that moment. So if it date yomtu has expired in your life, accept and move along, my sweetie, because what you need to understand is that in this life we are here to be happy, we are here to enjoy life, we are here to drink wine. We are here to have a good time, you know. And it doesn't mean that, as Uba said, yes, we're gonna have moments where we are sad, where we are down, but we can't make those moments, you know, permanent. Those are just temporary things. But really, when you think about it, life is about being happy, being like in the moment, enjoying the blessings that God has given you. And don't ever lose sight of that, because abanye abantu, because ba unhappy ngezixo, they want to disturb people that understand the laws of the universe. So with that being said, let me take a sip here. So if you liked the video, please give it a huge thumbs up and leave a comment on what do you actually think about toxic people in your family. Do you think you need to cut them off, or do you think you need to keep them because you're gonna need them in the future? Of which that doesn't make sense, because you don't need toxic people in your life. So yeah, leave a comment down below and let's have a discussion. Let's talk about it. Anyway, iyabulela intombi yasemaXhoseni, umamnune, umbathane, umachaya. Until the next video, thank you so much for joining me today.